Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's live training. I'm going to go ahead and get this shared into my Facebook community, Socially Awesome Entrepreneurs, so that everyone can see. And while we wait for just 2 seconds, let me know in the comments if you are currently using Facebook for your business. And if so, if you're using a business page or a personal profile, because we have had, this has been highly requested inside my private community, Socially Awesome Entrepreneurs, that we do a training on how to increase your Facebook engagement. Because if you're new here, my first 6 figures was made on Facebook. So a lot of people are sleeping on Facebook. And today I'm hoping to kind of wake you up just a tad and let you know that there are so many possibilities on Facebook. Okay. So again, let me know that you're here, that you're watching, where you're watching from, and drop in the comments, like I said, if you're using Facebook currently for your business. And if so, if you're using a personal profile or a business page, because today we're going to go through a little bit of the benefits of both. And then importantly, how to increase your reach and engagement on Facebook, right? Because it's so important in your marketing strategy to include multiple platforms. And stick with me till the end, because speaking of marketing strategy, I have a couple announcements for you. So really excited. I'm going to flip my screen so that TikTok can actually see the presentation. And if you're on TikTok and you're not already in my private Facebook community, Socially Awesome Entrepreneurs, make sure that you jump in there ASAP. This is where the live training is hosted, and it's also where the replay is hosted. So if you're on TikTok and you have to jump off quickly, you can always jump in my private community right there in my Stan Store and get all of this information that you need. Okay, so I'm actually going to move this to the other screen and let's rock and roll. All right, let's dive right in. First and foremost, I always like to introduce myself. As always, we're growing every day. The company's Socially Awesome. My brand's growing every day on multiple platforms. And so if you're new here and you've never watched one of my live trainings, I go live every Wednesday at noon. And it's something to plug into. I'm always giving you actionable steps to grow your business on all platforms, right? But I'm Elise Smith. I'm a mom of 3. I'm a multi-6-figure business owner, speaker, podcaster, published author, coach for female entrepreneurs. If you didn't know that, I have a podcast. Go find it on your favorite platform, Socially Awesome Podcast. But I hit $100,000 in sales in less than 6 months twice with 2 different offers. And I share that not to impress you, but to impress upon you that it's possible when you focus on your marketing, when you get out of content creator mode and you get out of influencer mode and you focus on marketing and building an actual brand, you can have results on social media. Okay. And that first 100,000 was brought to me on Facebook with 1 offer. And I have multiple offers, right? I have multiple coaching programs. I have multiple courses. So that was just 1 offer. So it's really important that you understand learning each platform individually will help you have faster results. So that's one reason we're focusing on Facebook today, was because it was highly requested in the group. My second 100,000 6-month run was made on TikTok. So if you learn how to use these platforms for your business and you go all in on one, you can have really quick results. Okay. But I'm not a sales expert. I'm just a mom who really likes to work in sweatshirts and, have freedom. So that's why I decided to build my business and really get that momentum going. Okay. So let's dive into what you really came here for, right? Which is what the Facebook, right? WTF. Anybody else thinking that lately? There is a superb decline in organic reach, right? We're all getting that limited visibility. Organic reach for business pages has gone down significantly. Posts from pages often get buried under content, from families and friends. So that's one reason that I encourage you to really consider using a personal profile. I also have a business page. I think it's important to have both, because in order to optimize on Instagram, you do have to have a business page. Okay. So I think it's really important for you to understand having both in your business, but most of my sales comes from my personal profile. Okay. It's easier to connect with people. Again, you get better organic reach. And today I'm hoping to share with you some action items that are going to help you get better organic reach. But everyone is kind of seeing the same thing, right? Let me know in the comments if you've seen the same thing. The organic reach is down. Your feed is full of ads, right? So every other post is an ad. So you feel like you're not even seeing your audience's stuff, the people you follow, your mom's post. You're not even saying your mom's post. I can't tell you how many times my mom or my grandma or someone in real life says, "Did you see that on Facebook?" I'm like, "No, I didn't. I really, really did not. I missed it. I'm sorry." But you're getting all these notifications every day. Same thing as most platforms, right? So you are competing right now with ads. There is increased competition for that, no matter if you're doing personal profile or business page. Another thing we're seeing is that the posts, and I'm assuming it's because the ads, again, all algorithms are proprietary, so we can just make our best guesses. But what I am seeing is my feed is full of posts from 5 days ago. 5 days ago, right? So part of it is you are getting frustrated. And if you have questions at any point in this presentation, I should have said this at the beginning, drop it in the comments. I always come back at the end and answer any questions that you have. But what my assumption is because of the ads and because of you competing against the ads in the feed, people aren't seeing your stuff until days later. And the news about it is when someone comments on the post, even if it's from 5 days ago, it comes back to the top of the feed. So it will start getting pushed out again. I had a comment this morning on a post from 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. Okay. So I want you to understand that that's what's happening. You can't fix it, right? There's nothing you can do to fix it other than create a little bit better content. I'm going to give you some tips for that today. But what you can do is understand that everything has a life cycle, right? So don't get frustrated when your post doesn't get, instant engagement. There are posts I put up that will get 3 likes. And I'm like, what happened? Right? Because that was a pretty awesome post. And then there's posts I put up and I'm like, oh, that went quick, right? So you really have to understand. And the best way to do this is to look at your metrics. And we'll talk about that today too. But I know you're feeling discouraged. Some of you maybe have even left the platform completely thinking, nah, I'm not interested in being on Facebook anymore. Algorithms hating me. Let's talk about ways to fix that, okay? And we're going to talk about the different types of content that I'm seeing the algorithm prioritize and just some different ways for you to create better content to get a better result, all right? So first and foremost, the best way to increase your engagement is to create better content. I know, you're probably like, what WTF Elise, right? Like, okay, everyone knows that. So I'm sharing with you some real metrics today from my insights, okay? If your personal profile is in professional mode, you can access these insights. And that's the reason I do encourage you do put it in professional mode, because it will help you understand what's working and what's not working, all right? So I pulled 2 screenshots. This is the first one from my personal metrics to share with you what I see working. First thing I want you to notice is post reach, okay? You think maybe you aren't saying things on your feed, or maybe you aren't posting as regularly as you should because you're like, everyone's seeing it. I just said that yesterday. No one is seeing it, okay? So you need to understand that marketing is iteration. No one is seeing it. Repeat it, repeat it, repeat it, repeat it. Because I have 36,000 followers on Facebook, and these are my top performing posts, connection posts in the last 28 days, and they reached 2,000. That's not even, if my math's right, 10%, right? That's like 8%, something like that. Like, no, just stop worrying about, you just said that yesterday, okay? Obviously, we don't want you to post the same thing every day, but stop second guessing your content. Stop worrying that people are going to get bored with your stuff, all right? Because not even 10% are seeing it. The second thing I want you to look at is the engagement number. So I want you to focus on that number when you're looking at your content. So if your profile's in professional mode and you go to your insights, stop worrying about what post got the most reach. Because yes, reach on Facebook is the same as views on TikTok or Instagram, right? We all want them. We all want them. But what's most important is the content that people actually engage with, right? Because a reach just means someone saw it. If they didn't engage with it, they're either not your ideal client or your content wasn't engaging. People aren't going to buy from you if the content's not engaging, right? So the most important metric to look at is your engagement number. So that's why I pulled these 3. These are my top 3 engagement posts from the last 28 days. So they have the highest engagement. These 3 are the highest in connection content, and they're also the highest out of all of my content. So what I want you to realize here is these are posts for the most part about my daily life. Okay. For the most part, they're about my daily life. So I always try to bring back any post I make, whether it be about my kids, whether it be about, what I have for dinner, whatever, to my business in some way, shape, or form, because that is what I do. I live, sleep, eat, breathe my business. Okay. I'm so passionate about it. I swear I talk about it in my sleep. My husband's like, I'm tired of hearing about funnels while you're sleeping. Right. But what's most important to understand is these are photos. Okay. These are pictures, selfies, whatever. And they don't look like an ad. They look like a connection post, right? Something people can relate to. So some tips to take away from this is 1, photos over graphics. Okay. Your beautiful Canva graphics look amazing, but they're not going to perform on Facebook the way you want them to. Save the graphics for your Instagram carousels, your ads. Okay. But it's most important to have photos because Facebook is a connection platform. Okay. It's not really a reach platform like Instagram or TikTok the way we think. It's a connection platform. It's one of the oldest social medias out there, right? It started as invite only, if you remember that. You had to be a college student, I'm pretty sure. So think about ways to connect with people. That is one, when you're developing your content strategy for Facebook, look at this. Now, these 3 posts, again, were for the most part a story about what happened in my day, what happened in my life, but somehow I brought it back to my business. So this post was actually on my birthday. It was about the absolute worst 34th birthday I could have wished for, really, and how crazy it was. I got sent to 3 different doctors that day. It was a whirlwind, right? But I told a story. It was a selfie. It was not anything fancy. Okay. Right here from this handy dandy iPhone. But at the end of the caption, I talked about how grateful I was to be able to have my own business, to run my own schedule, and that I was able to go to those doctor's appointments that day and run all over Louisiana like they sent me and not have to worry about going back to work or telling that doctor, you know what, I'm gonna have to reschedule. I could prioritize my health. So even though this was a connection post about my story, I put my business into it. I'm grateful that I have full control over my schedule, right? This post is actually like a throwback. So it's 2 pictures. You can only see one on the screenshot, but it was me at my job 4 or 5 years ago. And then me the day I posted it. And I talked about a comparison between what I used to think was hard, working a 9 to 5, and what I think is hard now as an entrepreneur. And I told a story that people could connect to, right? It wasn't a sales post. It wasn't buy my thing, join my group. It was very connection focused. But my ideal client seeing that post, seeing where I came from to where I am now, that would inspire them to take action. That would inspire them to make change. That would inspire them in some way, shape, or form to know that it doesn't happen overnight, right? Again, engagement post, but it was very focused about where I was to where I am now. And this highlights my business. It highlights my authority. It highlights my credibility, right? And the third one is our annual first day of school post, like everyone posts, right? And at the end of this post, I just inserted a sentence or 2 about how grateful I am to have, full control over my schedule. I can be home when my kids get off the bus. I can't wait to hear about their first day of school, right? So even though these are connection posts, they're very, very much focused on my daily life. They're focused on my business as well. Okay, so consider that when you are looking at creating connection content. The second type of content that I see working really well on Facebook are the big bolded word posts. You know what I'm talking about, okay? And the best ones, and there's always a typo on my presentations, y'all. I'm sorry. The ADD is bad. This should say shareable content, okay? Craft shareable content. So my top 3 engaging posts that were not photos were shareable content. They're bolded statements that people are like, oof, did she say that? Oh my gosh. Like, oh yes, I was thinking that thing too, right? So some people are never going to clap for you, win anyway, right? Win anyway. This is very inspirational to my ideal client. My ideal client is that person that's trying to get their business up and going, and maybe there's someone in their life telling them they're not worthy, or it's, they're just trying to be an influencer, or their business isn't going to work, right? So that's things my ideal client's telling themselves, or someone in their life is telling them. So this is directed at them. It's a very bold statement. That person in your life telling your business ain't going to work for you, let it go. Win anyway. Prove them wrong, right? Very bolded statement. But it had 185 engagements. So comments, shares, saves, those types of things, right? And second one, harsh truth, but a stranger on the internet will often give you more support than your close friends, right? Again, bold statement, harsh truth. But again, my ideal client is either afraid to post because their friends and family are making fun of them, or they're posting right now and they're hearing, I can't believe you're putting your life out there on the internet. Blah, blah, blah. Like they got people in their ear saying that, right? So this is another statement directed at them. It's a bold statement, but it's directed at my ideal client. And the last one is more directed at a person that hasn't started their business yet, but it says some of y'all can't do say you can't do social media marketing, but the minute them pumpkin spice lattes drop, you are Starbucks' biggest influencer with no pay. Okay. It's another bold statement, right? But again, it's focused on my business. It's not just a bold claim about the election or something that isn't relevant to my audience. Okay. So craft that shareable, this should say shareable content, and include that in your marketing strategy as well. I like to do those big bolded posts 3 to 4 times a week. They seem to get the best engagement for the most part. And they also are really stick out on the feed, right? When you're scrolling your feed and you see that big black background or the big blue background, they stick out. So you got to think about, people are scrolling 90 to nothing, right? They're going this fast. So if your post can stand out in any way, that will benefit you. All right. One ninja tip when it comes to these big bolded posts, because there's a character limit on them. The character limit is actually longer on your phone than it is on a computer. So if you are someone who works on a computer like me, I prefer to work from the computer. These big bolded posts work better if you post them from your phone. You get more characters. So like this longer one here, I wouldn't have been able to post this with a big bolded background on desktop. All right. So when it comes to content, ditch the graphics. Okay. Ditch the salesy posts. Go more with shareable content and connection, and make it relate to your business in some way, shape, or form, because your entire job as a marketer is to create conversations. So if you're not getting engagement, it doesn't matter how awesome your offer is. Okay. The next thing, leveraging Facebook groups. So there's a lot of different ways to leverage Facebook groups. If you're not actively using groups, you're missing out. Okay. Groups are where the magic happens. It's where your most engaged followers will hang out, and it's a prime spot for you to build a community. Okay. So I want to talk a little bit about this. Facebook groups have gone through a serious timeline, right? So a decade ago, we pretty much used them for a garage sale, online garage sale, and they still exist, right? Then we had the groups where it was like buying things wholesale. I don't know if anybody else ever had those or looked at those. They probably still exist too. But leveraging Facebook groups for your business is so important. So going in and engaging, asking questions, sharing value, okay? Or start your own. If you're not already in my Facebook community, Socially Awesome Entrepreneurs, make sure you jump in there. If you're on Facebook or IG right now, you can actually just drop group in the comments and we'll make sure we get you the link to that. If you're on TikTok, you can find the link to my free community in my Stand store. But I want to give you some best practices for leveraging Facebook groups, because you may have started this strategy and weren't doing it correctly. Okay. So the biggest mistake I see most people making is they go into groups where their niche is hanging out, only their niche. Okay. So obviously for me, I'm a coach for entrepreneurs. So yes, I want to go into entrepreneur groups because that's my ideal client. But if your ideal client is a mom, stay-at-home mom, a homeschool mom, maybe someone trying to lose weight, maybe a menopausal woman, you need to be in Facebook groups where she is. She's not hanging out in your entrepreneur group. Okay. Now, don't go leave my group. My group's going to give you value and tips and things like that to grow your business. But that's not where you want to spend all of your time trying to bring leads into your business from a group that's selling the same stuff as you. Okay. So join groups that are related to your ideal client and be an active participant. Share insights, answer questions. Don't be afraid to show some personality. The more you contribute, the more trust you're going to build, the more leads and engagement you're going to build. Okay. So if I am a mom or I'm trying to reach, let's say, postpartum moms that want to lose that baby weight, I'm going to go in postpartum groups. I'm not going to go in there and start posting my link. I'm not going to go in there and start grabbing people out, right? Remember, Facebook is a connection platform. But I'm going to go in there and I'm going to be an authority. When I see a post of a woman that says, what are you doing to try to lose the baby weight? It's been 6 months and I'm still struggling with it. I'm going to post 5 tips that are going to help her. And guess what? She's going to click my profile and come look at my profile and say, she's a health coach, right? A health coach. You don't go in there posting your groups being spammy. Okay. And if you're in my group, I'm going to be real with you right now. This is where I put my coaching hat on. If you're in my Facebook group and you post in there your link to something, or you are, spamming people, you're kicked out, period. It's not happening. My group is a safe space. People come to learn from me. They don't come to buy your thing. Okay. So that's why it's really important. These groups are protected. And a lot of times their moderators and admins feel the same way as me. So go in and engage, ask questions, share value. Now, we want these to be sales conversations. We don't want you to just engage for no reason, right? So if I was to post, or if I was to comment on that post we talked about where that mom's struggling, I would say, here's 5 things that I did that helped me lose X amount of weight in X amount of months. I'd give her the 5 tips and I'd say, I hope this helps. Let me know if I can help you in any other way, right? Or I actually have you could say, I have a free resource. If you want to, send me a DM if you're interested. And then in the DMs, you can give her your link to your freebie or whatever that looks like, right? But share value, ask questions. Facebook groups are a gold mine for market research, right? So you're sitting there telling yourself you don't know what to post, you don't know what to say, your content's not bringing any leads. Go in a Facebook group where your ideal client's hanging out and ask a question. What is your biggest struggle when it comes to getting the baby weight off? Okay. All these people are going to comment. Everyone likes to talk about themselves. People don't care about you. They care about themselves. Okay. Understand that, and you'll be a lot better off when it comes to marketing. You take those comments and you go create content with it. This one comment says, I'm really struggling with meal prepping. There's your next TikTok idea. 3 tips to meal prep and lose the postpartum weight after having the baby. Boom. Content idea. Done. The power of groups is you're going to your ideal client. When you are posting content on your profile, when you are posting TikToks, you're posting reels, all of those things, you're hoping the algorithm puts you in front of the right people. When you go into a Facebook group where your ideal client is hanging out at, you are getting in front of your ideal client. You're not depending upon the algorithm. You're not depending upon a trending audio. So if you want to grow your group and you want to get more leads, go to where they are. Okay. Set yourself a timer to engage in 3 groups a day, 5 minutes a day. That's all it takes to grow your business, grow your brand. Engage, ask questions, share value. Okay. And then you could build a relationship with that person. All right. But it's really important that you go in these groups and you be an active participant. Okay. You be an active participant. Another thing I want you to know about groups is there is legit a group for everything. Okay. So when you're looking for groups to engage in, get creative. All right. Get creative. So what I mean by that, there is a Facebook group that I joined last night. My family's going on a Disney cruise in October. I had no idea there were Facebook groups for every single cruise, not just the ship, but this is like Disney cruise with the exact dates I'm going. There is a group they started on Facebook for all the people that are going to be on that ship. There's a group for everything, right? Every kind of dog, every kind of clothing you wear. So get creative. What are some of those things your ideal client likes, and where would they be? Does she shop at Lululemon? Go get in the Lululemon Facebook groups, right? Are they a Disney freak, right? Go get in the Disney Facebook groups. It doesn't have to be weight loss for women, right? Where is your ideal client hanging out at? That's what you need to know. All right. Next, going live consistently. Okay. So if you're here today, you're already ahead of the game, right? You understand the importance of Facebook Lives. Live video is a powerhouse for engagement. So Facebook Lives were a huge thing about a decade ago when they first came out, right? Everybody was going live every day. They kind of had a dip for a while, and now they're back, right? So Facebook loves live content. It's a perfect way for you to connect with your audience in real time. You got to think about it. These platforms are a business, right? They're not nonprofit. Their goal is to keep people on the platform longer. So if you're streaming live and people are tuning in, you are keeping people on their platform longer, and they're going to reward you for that. So if you've ever gone live before, 9 times out of 10, most of your engagement and your views will come on the replay. Okay, so stop beating yourself up that you went live and only 2 people were watching. All right, do it again. My recommendations is consistency is key. Whether it's once a week, twice a month, whatever, set a schedule and stick to it. 1, your audience will start to understand and remember when you're going to be live. If you don't know, you should. I go live every Wednesday at noon, CST, every Wednesday, period. I don't have excuses. I don't say, oh, well, something came up. I'm here. My doctor calls a schedule appointment. They say, can you be here Wednesday at noon? I say, nope. I've been going live on Facebook every day, every week for 2 years. It needs to be on your calendar, right? In order for you to hold yourself accountable and take your business seriously, you need to put it on your calendar, okay? But don't stress about perfection. Your audience wants to see the real you. That's one of the reasons I feel like my brand has grown as fast as it has, because I'm not afraid to make a mistake. I just showed you the typo. I pointed it out. You would have never known. But I'm not afraid to be authentic. I'm not afraid to be real. I'm not afraid for people to see the unpolished version of me, right? And it's also a way to be interactive, asking questions, responding to comments, giving shout outs, whatever that is. As always, if you have questions, please drop them in the comments so I can answer them for you, okay? But that's the power of live video. People can see this is really her. This is how she really talks. This is what she really sounds like. It's not curated. It's not filtered, right? And that's important for trust building with your audience. It really, really, really is. So I recommend that you go live consistently, and I'm going to give you some other bonus tips for this as well. 1, if you're going live on Facebook, I recommend that you go live and stream it to multiple places at one time, killing all the birds with one stone, right? RIP to the birds. Right now, I am live on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, my business page and my group, Instagram, and TikTok at one time. Okay. So I actually use a streaming software called StreamYard. I give you all of my automation tools and how I use them in my business in my automation domination guide. So if you're on Facebook or IG and you haven't got that, drop dominate in the comments and I'll send you a free copy. If you're on TikTok, it's in my stand store under my fave resources. Make yourself a note to grab it after the live ends. But StreamYard allows me to go live everywhere except TikTok. Okay, so TikTok doesn't have an API or whatever for live. So you can see my phone is right here and I'm streaming multiple places at one time. All right. Another thing, another best practice tip when it comes to Facebook Lives, don't waste the content. Okay. So you can download your videos, right? I like to use StreamYard because it's super easy to download them. All right. So after this video is done, I will download it and I will transcribe it using AI software into posts, into threads, into scripts for Reels or TikToks, I used to have a blog. I don't blog anymore. I'm not really that good of a writer. So you can do blogs, right? I can also have, because these trainings are usually an hour long, I could do 5, 6 different podcast episodes, right, from this training. There's 1,000 ways you can use this. It's not a waste, right? This is valuable content. Be smarter about it. Another thing I like to do with my lives is I like to email them out to my list. So on Fridays, I typically send a newsletter out to my email list with kind of like a recap of Socially Awesome's week. And I like to include my free training for the week. I like to include my podcast episode for the week. And I put it right into someone's inbox. So if you are going live, don't waste that. Post on your stories. Hey, did you miss the live? Watch the replay. Email it to your list. Hey, did you miss the live? Watch the replay. You can continue to drive traffic to this replay forever. And a lot of you are scared to go live because you don't know what to talk about. And I know that because you're in my DMs telling me that. Okay. But it's time that you figure it out. That is the nicest way I could put it. If that's what's holding you back, there is ChatGPT, YouTube, Google. There's 1,000 ways for you to figure out what to talk about. The best way to do it is pick one topic and talk about that topic. Okay. So today we're talking about increasing engagement and reach on Facebook. Very specific topic. I made a presentation because I have severe ADD and I will get off track and squirrel and not stay on track. You don't even need a presentation. For my first year and a half, probably first 2 years, I didn't do presentation. It was just me and my face. Okay. But now I like to do presentations because I think people are visual learners. So they're able to see, it keeps me on track, but it also keeps you on track. You're able to see what I'm talking about as I'm talking about it instead of just staring at my face. Right. But you don't need to do that. Don't worry about it being perfect. Just freaking go live. Just do it. Okay. You will be rewarded for it and they will push your content to the top. They will prioritize it. All right. It also has the little red bubble up there while you're live. So people that are currently active on Facebook will see, oh, wow, she's live. All right. The next is mastering Facebook stories. So there's a couple different things that you need to know about Facebook stories. So I'm going to be really honest with you. I'm going to give you the advice today for you to understand how they work and best practices, but I don't necessarily follow my own advice. And the reason for that is because most of my energy on Facebook is focused in my group. Okay. Focused in my group. But if you're struggling to get leads or you're struggling to get sales, I know exactly what to tell you what to do. Okay. And I'll elaborate that here. But Facebook stories are different than IG stories. Okay. So that's the first thing you need to realize. They're different. You can see here, right here. On Facebook, you can see the whole story. You can see the photo, right? On IG, you can only see the person's head and it shows that they have a new story. So making sure that your first story of the day is eye-catching is powerful. Okay. I don't know. TikTok's telling me I'm not eligible for something or another, whatever. So and you know what I'm talking about, right? You've all seen that story. That's like, it looks like it's I don't want to say the word. It looks like it's a pic of a man's parts and it's really a cucumber or a sweet potato. You've all seen those pop up on your feed. Let me know in the comments if you have, because I know you have. That's people trying to get more views on their story is what that is. I ain't doing all that mess. But I can tell you right now, when my family's on vacation and I post a bikini picture on Facebook in my stories, my views go to the thousands. It's wild. Okay. And that's not the people I'm trying to attract. This is not OnlyFans, but it's just how it is, because on Facebook stories, people can see the first photo. Now, what I've told you about me not following my own advice, because my business is on multiple platforms and my energy right now is focused on growing Instagram. That is my primary focus right now. I customize my stories to Instagram right now. So I post what I feel like is going to get the best views on IG, and I just repurpose them to Facebook. Okay. So again, I'm active in my stories, but if you're trying to get more views on your Facebook stories, post a picture that's going to grab people's attention. So not a picture of your lunch or your coffee. Do a silly face, a selfie, something that will entice people, because they can see the whole story before they open it. And that's what encourages them to open it. Okay. So again, like I said, I can tell you how to do it. It's post something that's going to get people to open it. All right. The next thing you need to know about Facebook stories is that if your Facebook and your Instagram stories are connected, 9 times out of 10, the engagement stickers won't work on Facebook. Okay. If you have over a certain amount of followers on IG, the links will, but the engagement stickers won't. So if you put a poll on IG and it goes to Facebook, they can't vote on it. So again, not following my own advice. When I remember to, I do follow it. So like if I put a poll on my stories, when I go to post that story, you can select, don't share this one to Facebook, right? You can select that. Even if they're connected, you can pick individual ones, which ones to share, which ones not to. When I remember to, I don't share it to Facebook, and then I just come over on Facebook and post it and put the Facebook poll on it. That way it's active on both platforms. But if you're just posting it on Instagram and it's automatically going to IG or Facebook, the poll's not going to work. The little question box won't work. Now, people can still respond to it. If I have a question box, they can type a reply and it'll come to my DMs, but it won't be in the question box. So let me know in the comments if that makes sense. Let's see. Yes, Kim, I'm live on YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. So just understand that if you're using Facebook and you really want them to be beneficial for your business, that you are optimizing them. Okay. So don't be lazy like me. Take the 2 extra seconds and post them directly on Facebook so that the engagement stickers work. Okay. Now, the benefit of Facebook stories, just like IG, is that when someone does respond to it, it goes directly to your DMs. And we talked about this earlier, but your business, your job as an online marketer is to start conversations. Start conversations. Okay. So when you have things on your stories that people can respond to, or you ask a question and they do reply, it comes directly to your DMs. That's a conversation. So you're not waiting on the algorithm to put your post in front of the right person so they'll comment on it. This is also directly correlated with your engagement strategy. So how long are you engaging on Facebook every day? What does that look like? What does that strategy look like for you? Do more engagement on stories, because when you're responding to people's stories, it goes directly to their DMs. So that's starting a conversation. And your job as a marketer is to start conversations, make more offers. Okay. So when you're engaging on Facebook every day, do more engagement in the stories and you'll see a better result. All right. Next, Facebook Reels. So again, there's so many people that are not using Facebook Reels. And I don't understand. If you're already creating that content, why? Why are you not, right? So there's a couple reasons a lot of people don't repurpose their content from TikTok or Instagram to Facebook. One being they don't know how. Okay. I can show you that. That's easy. 2, the time constraint, right? So maybe they created a 3-minute TikTok and it's too long for Facebook. It's going to cut it off, right? So keep that in mind when you're creating content. Maybe you want to try to get everything into 1.5 minutes so that you can put it everywhere. I'll tell you right now, that's never going to happen for me. A lot of my videos are 3 to 4 minutes because I'm teaching you and I'm very detail oriented with it, but consider that. Now, as far as Instagram Reels, you definitely should be repurposing your Instagram Reels to Facebook. Now, if you have it connected to where it automatically posts on Facebook, sometimes you'll notice it will say can't share to Facebook. That usually means that the audio you used is not approved on Facebook. So there's copyright and things like that when it comes to trending audios. All you have to do is save it in Instagram before you post it to Instagram, and then come over to Facebook and put it on Facebook and pick a Facebook approved audio. Okay. So you'll get a better result doing that anyway. Again, if you really want to grow and you really want that optimization, do that anyway. Instead of having them auto share, save it before you post it to IG, and then take 2 seconds to come on Facebook, upload it, and add a Facebook trending audio, because the audios are not the same trending on all platforms. Okay. Again, I have an omnipresence. I'm very much about putting my content everywhere. So sometimes we use this strategy if we have time, or if the audio that we're already using isn't approved on Facebook. Sometimes I do not. Okay. But if you're really focused on growth, That's what I recommend that you do. Okay. So pay attention to the audios. If you're someone that has an e-commerce shop of some sort, like Shopify or something like that, you can actually create a Facebook shop on your business page as well. And you can connect a product to a reel. So depending on what business you're in, what, who your audience is, what products you have, that might be something for you to look into. Just like a TikTok shop video, right? Same thing can be done on Facebook and IG now. So pay attention to that. And then your captions. So I did not know this until yesterday. I'll be really honest with you guys. I learned something new. I'm going to share it with you as well. So one of the biggest struggles I've had with Facebook Reels is the captions, right? So on Instagram, you can put spaces and it's easy to read. On Facebook, you could not. It would just clump it all up in one paragraph. If you post it on Facebook like a post, okay, so if you go to your feed instead of going to the Reels tab, it will automatically go to the Reels tab and you're able to space the caption out appropriately. I did not know that until yesterday. I swear. I was like, look at this. But try it. Again, with Facebook, just like every other platform, some features are rolled out individually. So if you don't have the option to do that, I'm sorry. But that's been one of the challenges. So another best practice would be if you're struggling with that, you feel like people aren't reading your captions, then you could make the caption shorter or change it a little bit from IG over to Facebook. But I haven't had any issues. And one thing I want you to notice is that a lot of my reels are auto shared to Facebook. I got something in my throat. I'm sorry, y'all. This reel on IG got about 800 views. Okay. That's about it. It got over 5,000 on Facebook. 5,000. Okay. So just sharing it, and I didn't even do it. It was automatically shared. It was no extra work for me. And it got an additional 5,000 views on Facebook. So a lot of my reels perform better on Facebook than they do on Instagram. I think some of that has to do with me having a larger audience there. Some of that has to do with maybe the Facebook algorithm liking me a little bit better, whatever. But if you're not auto sharing them, at least you are leaving money on the table. Leaving money on the table. Okay. All right. And the last thing, and then I have some announcements for you, is use AI, right? So work smarter, not harder. I will tell you that I stress to all of my students in my programs I like to call it authentically automating. We don't want to sound like a robot, okay? But there are a lot of automation tools that will help you. Again, if you want my automation guide, drop Dominate in the comments. If you're on Facebook or IG, if you're on TikTok, it's right there in my Stan Store under Fave Tools and Resources. But some things that I have automated on Facebook, okay? And I authentically automate. So I use AI in conjunction with myself, all right? I don't let AI run my whole business and me never come up on the platform. That's not how I roll, all right? But I do use AI to leverage my time. Because I have a large audience, because I have a lot of comments every day, because I have a lot of notifications every day, I don't want to miss anyone. So AI is able to help me do that. A perfect example, if you commented Dominate, if you're watching from my Facebook business page right now or Instagram and you commented Dominate, AI hopefully has already responded to your comment and sent you the link to the guide. If you're in my group watching this, you can't automate in the groups using that tool. I have to set the automation tool in my group. So I'll set that after this is over. But that's able to get it to you faster. If you wait on me to come back in and respond to your comment, it might be midnight tonight. So there are ways to leverage. Some other ways I leverage AI in my business. One is stories. So I actually have a story tool, an AI tool, and I teach you about it in my domination guide. But it works on Facebook polls or reactions. So if I do a poll on my Facebook stories with the Facebook sticker, not the Instagram sticker, okay? And let me say, maybe I'm saying, did you get my free sales machine masterclass? Yes or no? Maybe that's the poll, right? And I set this tool to say anyone that voted no, send them a DM. And it will automatically DM them and say, hey, I saw you voted on my poll, that you didn't get it yet and that you want a copy. Here's the link. Let me know what you think, blah, blah, blah. Whatever I wanted to tell them. It can automatically do that. Okay. You can automate comments on AI. And this is getting more and more popular. And this is why I tell you to really authentically automate, because I don't know who's watching this right now. I can't see, but I can absolutely tell when your robot made a comment on my post. 1000%. 1000%. Okay. So my regular daily engagement, I don't automate that. Like, that needs to be authentic if you want to keep a brand. Okay. But just like I said here, everyone that's watching this in my Facebook group, if you commented dominate, after this live is over, I'll go set that tool and it will reply and send you the link to that free resource. Okay. I don't need to be authentic with that. You want the free guide, I want to give it to you. That's it, right? So use automation wisely, but I've had posts with hundreds of comments before, and automating it with AI not only allows me to, one, leverage my time, but two, it helps keep me out of Facebook jail, okay? Because if you go and you start responding to those 100 comments as fast as you can, you're going to get stuck in messenger jail in a second. With AI, I'm able to tell it, respond to 20 comments, take a 2-hour break. Respond to the next 20 comments, take a 2-hour break. And it avoids me getting myself put in Facebook jail. Okay. The next thing I automate with AI on Facebook is letting people into my Facebook group. So when you come into my free community on Facebook, I ask for your email address. Okay. That is the price you pay. And there's probably a bunch of people that unsubscribe because they're so protective of their emails. That's the price you pay for getting thousands of dollars in free training every month. Okay. That's just how it works. Period. That's as nice as I could put it. But I want to put those emails into my email system, right? I don't want to manually be copying and pasting it. So I use an AI tool that I set it. I admit people into my group. It automatically takes their email and puts it into my CRM, sends you a welcome email saying, welcome to my group. This is what you can expect. I go live every week. It's letting you know what value you're going to get out of my group. It also it takes the questions that you answer when you come into the group and puts them on a spreadsheet for me. So when I go to do these trainings every month, I go look at that spreadsheet and I see, what do people want to learn about? What are people struggling with? Market research. Remember us talking about this in the Facebook group section? Market research. So I directly create my trainings based on what you guys want, what you want to hear about. That's the best way to grow your brand, is to be valuable to people. Okay. To be a resource. It also tags you on the welcome post. So it lets you know, hey, because what happens is if you request to join this group on Friday and I don't admit you until Monday, you probably forgot you even requested. So we tag you on a welcome post. That way you're notified, hey, you've been let in, right? We're excited to have you. That's automated. And then I also ask a question when you come into my group that if you want me to reach out. I tell you a little bit about what I do. Do you want me to reach out? Let's see how I can help you, how you can work with Socially Awesome, how we can work with you in your business. If you say yes to that, the initial DM to you is automated. So it'll say, hey, I saw you wanted me to reach out. Tell me a little bit about yourself and your business. I can automate that DM because I need to know about you and your business before we start a conversation, right? So that's automated. Now, after that, I come in and I pick up the conversation. So I find out, I want you to tell me about you and your business so that when I come in, we can have a connection conversation. So that first message is automated. You can also automate birthdays. So one of the best ways to get into people's inbox, we talked about creating more conversations as a marketer, is wishing them happy birthday. That's automated. So if you got a birthday message from me and you're like, what? It wasn't really her? I'm so sorry. But that is fully automated. Now, when you respond to me and say, thank you, I went to dinner with my husband or whatever, then I pick up the conversation. And I say, oh, I'm so excited, whatever. Have that conversation with you. But just wishing you happy birthday, that can be automated. And the beauty of that is I get a better return on my time. All right. So many people are worried about their return on investment. You need to be worried about the return on your time, because I'm going to tell you right now, having 5,000 Facebook friends and 36,000 followers, my robot wishes probably 40 people a happy birthday every single day, and only about 8 respond. Some of them could be going in message requests. Some of them could be going to spam. Some people don't even log into Facebook anymore. Maybe they only check it once a month, right? Not everybody's a marketer like us on Facebook every day. So if I spent an hour wishing 40 people happy birthday every day and only 5 responded, I would be mad, right? So let the robot do it. And then the ones that reply to me, I come in and I pick up that conversation. And then I'm starting conversations every day. Another thing, or another reason I like to wish people happy birthday, is because it allows me to kind of go through my friends list, if that makes sense. So last week I noticed my robot wished someone happy birthday that's been in jail for a decade. And I'm like, well, he's not going to respond to me, so I could probably unfriend him. I went to high school with him. He's not my ideal client. There's no reason him taking a friend spot, right? So it's an easy way for me to filter through my friends. I also have a tool that will allow you to connect with your ideal client. It'll friend request people for you. It will disconnect, so it will unfriend people for you. So if you go through, you run a report and you see these 100 people haven't logged into Facebook in 2 years, you can set this tool to unfriend them. And that way you're not, because you only get 5,000 friends. Everyone else has to follow you. So it's really important that you do protect those friend spaces. So I see Stephanie's asking about where do you go to get automations? If you comment the word dominate, if you're on Facebook, I'll send you my automations domination guide, and it will it has information about how I use these tools and stuff like that in there. If you're on TikTok, you can get that inside my Stand store. You can find my automation domination guide. Okay, you can actually get, if you check out the guide, the tool I use is in there. It tells you all about it. I tell you how I use it exactly, and you get half off your first month if you want to try it. All right, so announcement time. Yesterday, I put up a post in my Facebook group, and I also put one on my personal profile, and I'm doing something fun, okay? We just finished the From Views to Revenue Masterclass, like 2 weeks ago? And I said I wasn't going to do another challenge or masterclass for a long time. But one thing I noticed was I had a lot of emails and a lot of DMs from people that took the masterclass, loved it, got so much value, but they want that accountability to put all the things that they learned into action, right? Even though I gave you an action plan in the masterclass, I gave you, a content strategy plan to develop, it's overwhelming. And it's like, what do I work on today, right? Let me know in the comments if you felt that way. If you've got so many things to do in your business, and you're like, I don't know where to start, I don't know what to prioritize, you've got that overwhelm, right? And the first thing I'm gonna tell you is, this is where you have to stop being an employee of your business and you have to start acting like a CEO. But one of the struggles, and that masterclass that we did 2 weeks ago was directly geared towards content strategy. Okay, how to build a content strategy. But having a marketing plan is totally different. Okay, a marketing plan, your content strategy is part of your marketing plan. All right, and I'm giving y'all a little bit of marketing education from my time in corporate and college and all the other trainings and stuff I've taken. But having a marketing plan connects your branding, it connects your sales and your content, your marketing as a whole together, having a marketing plan. Okay, so yesterday inside my Facebook community and on my profile, I asked if I did a 30-day marketing plan challenge, who would be interested? We had a lot of comments. So even though I said I wasn't doing another one for a while, I'm going to host one, and I want to give you the details, and I hope you're paying attention because I'm doing something fun that I've never done before. Okay, so we are going to do the Social Success Challenge. It starts live September 16th. Okay, September 16th. All right. So I want to explain to you how this is going to work, and then I'm going to tell you a little bit about the challenge. All right. So if you are on Facebook or IG, you can drop success in the comments and we will make sure that we send you the link. That is not automated because of the structure that I'm doing. I'm really excited about. If you're on TikTok, you can DM me the word success on IG. Okay. And I will make sure that you're in line. So right now, the challenge is priced at $37. Okay. And it's a full 30 days with me. The first 30 people are going to get it for $37. All right. If you're in my academy, don't don't buy it because it's included in my academy students get everything I do for free. So if you're watching this here in my academy, stay put. I've got a coupon for you. The next 30 people will get it for $67. The next 30 people will get it for $97. After that, it goes to $197 and it's not coming down. And I'm going to tell you why. And if you were in my From Views to Revenue Masterclass, let me know in the comments. Let other people know. When I do a challenge or I do a masterclass, I go all freaking in. Okay. All in. You get every resource you need. There's absolutely no reason you can't succeed. I give you so much free value or extra value on top of what you paid, right? The people that took the $7 masterclass I did 2 weeks ago will tell you right now, there's thousands of dollars worth of value in there. Okay. So it will go to $197 after 90 people are in. But I want to explain to you a little bit about the challenge because I know you might be sitting back waiting to hear about it. So every day for 30 days, starting September 16th, for 30 days, you will get a module that will unlock in the back office. And I am teaching you how to build a marketing plan from scratch. So we're talking about not just content, because so many of you are stuck in content creator mode that you didn't build a strong marketing plan foundation. So maybe you're creating all this content. You might be bringing in views and leads, but you're not making any sales because your sales structure isn't optimized. Your funnel's not good. You have no customer journey. So people buy your $17 product and they never come back and buy again, right? So you have to know how to connect your marketing, your sales, and your branding together. Okay, that is the most important thing. So with this challenge every day for 30 days, we are going to build a marketing plan together from scratch. So a video will unlock. My goal is to keep the videos under 12 minutes. Okay. So I want them to be short trainings. And the training is teaching you what to do that day and why it's important for your business. Because my goal isn't just to tell you what to do. You have to understand why it's important for your business. You need to be the CEO, right? So day one, it's day one. You have a 12-minute training and I will give you action items to do that day. We will be covering everything from the ground up. So your customer journey. Then we will move into like week one's all about foundation, protecting your business, your terms and conditions, your refund policies, all of those things that you usually don't even work on until it's too late and you're refunding someone money. The second week, we're going to talk about your marketing strategy. So this is where that content piece comes in. The third week, we're going to talk about your sales. So this is where we're going to cover your funnels. This is where we're going to cover your upsells, your downsells, your abandoned carts, all of that email marketing, how you can recapture people, how you can get that person that bought from you a year ago to buy again, right? And then week 4, we're going to be covering scaling. So ways for you to take what you're doing and 10x it to increase your sales. Okay. So this is high level stuff. This is a challenge. This is not a tutorial. All right. I'm going to tell you that right now. If you're not in for a challenge, if you're going to come in and say, this is hard, I can't do it. Don't. Okay. Don't. That's why I did this pricing structure, because I want to work with people that want to change their business. I want to work with people that want to get results. I don't want to work with people that buy the course and never watch it. So the first 30 people that jump in, I know they're action takers. I know they're ready. I know they want in. I know they want results in their business. And I'm going to invest my time in the people that want to get results in their business. Okay. That's why I did this pricing structure, to be honest with you. So I'm excited about it. You're going to see a lot more about it to come. I've already put up, the sales page and all of that, but because of the pricing structure we're doing, it's not automated. So I will come back in and respond to people in order that they comment or DM and adjust the pricing structure after we hit the first 30 and so on and so forth. But if you have felt that overwhelming your business and you feel like you're always doing, and you're not getting any kind of result, you need to slow down to speed up. You need to go back and build a marketing plan for your business. If you walked into a bank today and said, I want to open a bakery, they're going to say, I need a business plan. I need a down payment. Probably they need some kind of money and a marketing plan to see how are you going to bring sales? How are we know this isn't going to go belly up? 9 times out of 10, most people didn't do that for their online business. They jump straight into making videos and then they don't know why it's not working because your sales and your marketing and your branding is not connected. It's very disconnected. So I'm going to teach you that from scratch in the challenge, and I'm really excited. I can't wait. Like I said, you'll see more about this to come, but it's ready and it's available for you to jump in now so that you can be one of the first 30. Okay, the second announcement, and then I'm going to answer comments at the end, you guys. If you have not already got my Sales Machine Masterclass, this one's free. Okay, this is a freebie for you. But if you haven't already got my Sales Machine Masterclass, this was also highly requested. I worked on this masterclass for about 5 months. 5 months putting this together, making it perfect, making it as simple as possible. This was the longest project I've ever done. And a lot of people ask about how I created my omnipresence, how I grew so fast, how I scaled so fast, how I could be on, all the platforms at one time. And this masterclass shows you exactly how I created consistent 10K plus months without creating new content every day or spending 24/7 on social media. So about 10% of the content I create every month is new. Everything else is repurposed, recurated, reused some way. And that's how you're going to scale your business. You only have 24 hours in the day. Okay. So if you're already spending maximum amount of time to get one sale a month, how are you going to get to 10? All right. So if you are on IG or Facebook, you can drop machine in the comments and we will get you the link to that. It's a free masterclass. It is me showing you step by step how I made this happen for my business. This was, like I said, highly requested and I worked on it for months. So if you haven't already grabbed it, you can grab that by dropping machine. If you're on TikTok, it's in my stand store. So when we're done with the live, you could just go to my stand store and grab that. Okay. Last announcement, and then I'm answering questions, is how can I help, right? So every day I get DMs on TikTok, IG. I even get DMs on LinkedIn sometimes, Facebook, you name it, of people struggling with their businesses, right? They're always doing, not seeing the results, just like we talked about. And I have 2 programs that are geared to help you with that, right? And so if that is something you're struggling with, I can tell you right now, another course is not going to help you. That's one reason my challenge is going to be insane, because not only are you going to get the action items from me every day, but we have a community where you'll be able to ask questions. And right now, that's part of what you're struggling with. You have so many questions and you're not getting the answers. So if you are struggling with sales, growth, no engagement, you can drop club in the comments. I have a monthly mentorship membership program. We do weekly live calls and training with me together, and it's very focused on branding and content. Or if you're someone who's maybe making inconsistent sales, maybe you have, no automation. So you're getting the sales, but only because you're spending 24/7 in the DMs or engaging for hours and you're ready to really grow and scale with automation. I have my academy. So that's really focused on helping you get into that next level. So if you're interested in the academy, you can drop apply in the comments. If you're on TikTok, you'll have to find these links in my stand store. But again, my academy has moved to application only. And that's just because I want to make sure you're ready for it before you come in. So if you're not ready for it, I will tell you, about the club, but feel free to apply. And, you and I will have a conversation in the DMs about where your bottlenecks are and make sure it's a right fit for you. Okay. So I'll put it back on the challenge info really quick. And then I'm answer questions. So Facebook questions, let's see. Stephanie asked, I'm going to flip TikTok back around too. All right. Let's see. These ring lights are making it so hot in here. How do you do that? I think, Stephanie, you were asking about the automations. So if you, like I said, if you get my domination automation guide, and if you're on TikTok, you can get it for free in my stand store. If you're on IG or Facebook, you can drop dominate in the comments and we will get you the link to that. But I tell you all about all the automations I use in my business currently and how I use them and why I use them. And it's really thorough to help you understand what automations are good and what automations are not good. All right, let's see. Okay. All right, let me look at IG and let's see what questions we have here. Let's see. We don't usually have a ton of questions on IG. Okay. Someone said I can't read that. I'm so sorry. If you want the replay, you can grab the replay in my Facebook group. That goes for anybody. And let's see. Laura Lynn said, yes, and you give great advice. I had 15 minutes and got so much value from you. Yes. Thank you, Laura Lynn. Thank you for sharing. All right, let me get to the TikTok comments and then I got to run because a lot of you have commented success and I want to make sure I get the first 30 people their link. All right. Let me go through the TikTok questions. Let's see. Make sure I didn't miss anyone. Connecticut. Whoop. New Orleans. Yes, Steph. I am right up there from you. I'm in New Orleans often. Let's see. Not using Facebook. Okay. Well, hopefully today gave you some insight on how you can grow on Facebook. I'm about to grab something to eat. Oh, thanks, Richard. Richard said he's starving. He has to run, but it's almost worth starving to watch my trainings. Thank you, Richard. All right. Can you still put a link on your personal profile on Facebook and send them to your business page? So a couple things about that. Yes. So you can absolutely put a link to your Stand Store or Beacon or whatever, if you have a website, you can put that in your bio area, your about section on Facebook. So absolutely. And then you can send them to your business page if that's what you want to do. You could put your business page link there. I like to put a link in my cover photo as well. So that's another tip. If I could give you a good one, today wasn't really about branding on Facebook. It was more about engagement and reach. But if you're going to use Facebook for your business, you need to really consider having a professional, well-branded cover photo. Okay. Your cat is not attracting anyone. I'm not going to lie. Because if you go start engaging in these Facebook groups and you are building your authority and credibility as an entrepreneur or whoever you help, and then they come to your personal profile and they see a picture of a cat, what? Why? So I like to say that your cover photo is your biggest piece of real estate. So it needs to be a call to action of some sort. So 9 times out of 10, mine is my Facebook community because that's where I help people the most. It's where I want people to go. If I run some sort of challenge or masterclass, I will change it to that direct call to action. But my cover photo is a massive call to action. So as I'm engaging in groups or as people are finding my reels on their feed, all of those things, they come to my page, they can say, okay, this is what she's about, right? It's very clear. There's no guesswork. So absolutely you can. Another tip, I do not recommend putting links in your Facebook posts, okay? So when you're putting a link in a post, like in the actual description or the caption of it, you're basically telling Facebook that you're sending people off the platform. And the platform's goal is to keep people on longer. So if for some reason you don't have automation tools or you're trying to get people a quick link, I've done this before. Like if I knew I was going to be gone for the day and I was having a promo of some sort, I would just put at the caption, you can grab the link in the comment section. And then I put the link in the comment section. Okay. But I don't recommend putting links inside your actual feed post because you're basically telling the platform you're sending people away. Okay. Let's see. All right. Make sure I got everybody's questions. I'm getting to the end. Facebook or TikTok's so hard to see the questions sometimes. What's the name of your Facebook group? So my Facebook group is called Socially Awesome Entrepreneurs. It is spelled AUSOME. If you're on TikTok, you can go to my Stand Store, click on Fave Tools and Resources, and you'll be able to see all of my favorite tools, my free resources, my podcast, my group. All of the links are right there for you. Free to join. I don't charge anything, and I give tips and tricks and trainings to help you grow your business online in there every single day. All right. So are you currently live on Facebook as well? Yeah, I answered that one earlier because I saw it, Kim. Yep, I'm streaming everywhere at one time, killing all the birds with one stone. All right. Positively Digital. I saw you commented dominate. TikTok won't let me send links to you. So you can grab my automation domination guide in my Stand Store under Fave Tools and Resources for free. Learning how to use the AI automation is what I'm finding hard. So yes, figuring out these softwares and tools can be a challenge for a lot of people. The platform that I particularly use on Facebook for the most part has a YouTube channel, pretty straightforward training. So when I first started with them, because they have probably 10 different tools depending on what package you get, right? I have the biggest package because I was one of the first with them. So I was grandfathered in at the old pricing. But because I have the stories, I have the connector, I have the disconnector, I have the group maximizer, I have I have about 10 different tools that I can use on Facebook. I just set one up a day because it could be overwhelming to try to set all of them at the time. But what I would look at if you are trying to grow on Facebook and you want to start using some automation tools, what do you want to automate most, right? Is it comments? Is it, I would be careful with the comments, but think about what you would like to automate and find an AI tool. And the one that I use has tools for everything to help you with that. One tool at a time, right? Yeah, so a lot of questions about the AI tool. Everything's in my automation domination guide. Thank you, Tammy. All right, I want to learn how to repurpose content. Yeah, so Sonia, I actually have a free training on that as well. So I give my $100,000 content repurposing strategy for free. You can DM me the word or comment on any of my IG posts the word steal, and I'll send that to you. I did that training in my Facebook group a while back. So if you're in my group on Facebook or IG right now watching this, you can also comment steal and we'll get you that. Or if you're in my group, you can just search repurpose. But I showed my entire strategy, how I turn one piece of content into 30 for free. I gave it to you in my Facebook group. Like I was very, very, transparent with it. So you can actually get that. That might help you learn. The most important thing to know is that just taking a piece of content from one platform and putting it on the other, repurposing that way doesn't work as well as if you learn how to curate it for each individual platform. You'll get a better result. But that's what I teach you in that masterclass is how to curate each individual piece for each platform. All right, let's see. All right, I see quite a few people commenting success. Unfortunately, I cannot send links on TikTok. So if you'll go to my IG or my Facebook page or my Facebook group, and then we'll make sure you get the link. It's not available. I'm not going to put it in my stand store because of the pricing structure, the exciting pricing structure. It won't be in my stand store. So send me a DM on IG and I will make sure that I get it to you. As soon as we hang up with this here in a second, I'm going to start sending it out in order of people that commented or DM'd. Okay. All right. I think I got almost everyone. All right. I cannot. Well, which do I get for content that converts, please? So if you are really focused on content as a whole, my club is where we work on content mostly. So every week we do some sort of training. Tomorrow actually is content planning. So if you are watching this and you're struggling with planning your content, you can jump in my club today and you can be on our session tomorrow. And when I do content planning with my students, I bring the resources. So I did it yesterday with my academy students, and I gave them 30 hooks to use for the month. Fill in the blank. Obviously, you want to customize those to your ideal client. And we work for an hour together on planning their content for the next month. That's the only way you're ever going to get ahead and stop feeling like you're drowning in content creation. So if you really are wanting to focus on content creation as a whole, then I 10 out of 10 recommend the club. I also still recommend the challenge because your content strategy is a piece of your marketing plan. But absolutely, if you want to get better at your content, the club's where to be, because the only way you're going to get better is to learn from someone who creates content that converts. And I mean, I already told you at the beginning about my business and how it started, but another thing you need to understand is that it's really important for you to be able to get feedback on the content and what's not working. It's as important for you to know what's not working as it is for you to know what is. And that's one reason things like a content audit can help you grow so much in your business, because you're too close to it. You're too close to it, right? You are really focused on creating that content, you can't see where you're missing the mark. And that's one of the best parts about having a mentor. That's another thing we do in the club every month is we do content audits. So the first week of every month, we do audits, and I go through and I audit my students' content and tell them, I would do this, I would do that, give recommendations and feedback on how to fix it. Because if you keep doing the same thing that's not working, it's not going to work. It's going to keep not working, right? All right. Nanette, I can't send links on TikTok, so it's in my Stan store under Fave Tools and Resources, or you can DM me that or comment that on IG. Which club? Where do I get that to join, please? So in my Stan store, you will find links to work with me. So you'll see Social Success Club, or if you want to apply for the Academy, I have a link for that as well. If you're on IG or Facebook, you can either drop apply if you're interested in the Academy, or you can drop club in the comments and we'll get you the information on that. Okay. Club call is tomorrow. So I can't wait to see new faces there. If you commented success and you're interested, we got one more question. What are some Facebook rules I should watch out for? First and foremost, this is actually a really good question. So I'm going to take a second and get you that answer. So one, the links in the caption or in the description, I wouldn't do that. Second, commenting too fast. So if you did some kind of post, like I got this lead magnet who wants it, drop me in the comments, and you're going through and responding to people way too fast, you'll get put into jail for quite some time. The same thing with if you are like friend requesting or commenting on too many people that's not connected. Veronica, same time every Thursday. The Academy, Veronica, you're in the club. The club's on Thursday. The Academy's on Tuesday. So tomorrow, same time, 10 CST every Thursday. So with Facebook, you're looking at the same thing if you're commenting on too many people who aren't connected to you, or like if you go into Facebook groups and you start friend requesting people, you have no mutual friends, they'll start to see you as spam. And then honestly, I would read the content guidelines, or you can even just ask ChatGPT, what are the Facebook content restrictions and guidelines? And they'll give you a high level summary. But you got to be careful with certain words. Okay. So like one time somebody posted a meme of all these spiders in a car. I was like, what would you do? And I said, I would burn the car. And I got put in Facebook jail for like a week because that's hate speech or something like that. So you can honestly ask ChatGPT, what are the Facebook, ask it what you asked me. What are some rules I should watch out when growing my business on Facebook? And I guarantee it'll tell you the content restrictions. There's supposedly restrictions about like explicit content, but some of those things that show up on stories, I'm like, Facebook missed that one. Another thing I would look out for as well is anything political. Okay. I would watch out for anything political. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm not one that's going to tell you you'll absolutely get shadow banned or whatever. But all of the platforms right now, and this is like news knowledge, not me guessing, are gearing up for the election and how they can protect their platforms during the election. And so I can imagine that the algorithms will have a lot of filters and things like that on just words related to the election and stuff like that coming in the US. So that was a publication that was verified by Instagram not long ago, that they're putting in all these different filters and stuff like that to protect the platform for the election. And Facebook and Instagram are both Meta. So I can imagine they'll do the same thing. Okay. Those are the biggest ones. You really just need to read the content guidelines, because if you comment the wrong word, you'll get put in jail for a while. And I will tell you, if you get put in Facebook jail too many times, they will shut that account down and you won't be able to log in. So not really any different than any other platform, probably the same rules or regulations. Honestly, they don't want hate speech. They don't want things that are explicit, but just be safe and ask ChatGPT. So, all right, guys, I cannot wait to see who jumps in the challenge or the club or the Academy. I can't wait to work with you. Club sessions are 10 CST every Thursday, and there's always a replay. All of my students get replays. And as always, I go live every single Wednesday at noon CST. If I'm not going live for some reason, like I'm on vacation or whatnot, I always make a post and let you know. And the last thing is, if you are watching, like I said, on TikTok, and you can't find the different resources I talked about, I can't send links on TikTok. You can find them in my Stan Store. If you're on IG, you can check my Stan Store too, and you'll be able to find it. But there's a button in my Stan Store that says Fave Tools and Resources. That's where all my free tools or my automation softwares are going to be. There's a section that says Work with Me. So if you're interested in how we can work together to grow your business, how I can be in your business with you, that's the section you want to check out. If you comment success, I'm coming to you in the next 2 minutes to get you your link. I can't wait to see you in the challenge. I'll see you guys next week. Bye, y'all.